It's the challenges that fight you that make you better. Most of your basic goods that you buy in store or online come from factories. And more often than not, part of that product was built on an automated line, and the brains of that line was a PLC. In automation and manufacturing industry, understanding PLCs is one of the most critical things you can learn. In very basic terms, a PLC is short for Programmable Logic Controller, or basically an industrial computer designed to withstand an industrial environment and control machines automatically. PLCs are widely used in manufacturing processes and are the brains of the manufacturing line and the very heart of your job as an automation technician or engineer. PLCs take in information from any and all sensors that help drive processes. Those sensors can be temperature sensors, pressure sensors, limit switches, weight, or any other sensor out there. PLCs then use that information to make decisions based on the program that it has to control, handle, or influence outputs. Those outputs can be moving parts or other things that you find on a manufacturing line, such as motors, pistons, displays, conveyors, valves, relays, everything that happens automatically. Generally, the PLC is influencing it. You can almost think of it just like your brain, how it takes in information from your eyes, ears, nose, and uses that to make decisions with your muscles. That's exactly how a PLC is intended to operate. Learning PLCs can feel overwhelming at first, and when I was learning, it definitely felt like a steep learning curve because you're learning a completely different way of thinking. But once you understand the basic concepts, everything starts fitting together. Before PLCs, factories used huge relay panels filled with hundreds or even thousands of relays. They worked, but changing the machine often meant rewiring the cabinet. That took time, money, and downtime. In 1969, Dick Morley and his team helped develop one of the first PLCs, allowing engineers to change machines' logic by changing software instead of wiring. A PLC software is programmed in what is called ladder logic, which looks like a bunch of ladder rungs or with a bunch of blocks and gates arranged in what's called a ladder diagram. Also fairly common that I've started to see more and more of is the logic can be coded in script. One funny thing from my experience in learning PLCs in a startup is I got so used to programming and designing machines around the PLC that when I went to another place, it was the craziest thing for me to see a physical timer relay module because I was so used to having the PLCs handle that. That's what I love about automation. There are 10 different ways to solve the same problem. And every year, machines become smarter, more reliable, and more efficient because engineers keep finding better solutions. Whether that's adding sensors, improving the program, or redesigning a machine, there's always another way to make it better. If that idea excites you, automation could be a fantastic career choice for you. The top 2 most common PLCs out in the world today, and the ones that you will probably see, are either going to be a Siemens or an Allen Bradley. I would also shout out Mitsubishi, Schneider, Omron, and Keyence as some other really common ones out there that you have a good shot at seeing. Each brand has areas where it shines in, and also its areas where it could be better. Allen & Bradley is great in North America as it has lots of support and is considered a little easier to code in its ladder logic coding software. It also has great integration and documentation with other devices. Big downside with them though is their cost is really high for both the hardware and software, and sometimes when you need many different types of hardware and software, the cost gets really high for all your devices and stuff. Siemens is terrific in Europe and worldwide. It has excellent networking and diagnostics tools, and is also considered very highly for its hardware quality, and its software combines everything into one TIA portal. A con though can be it is more like an all-in-one option and can be a bit overwhelming at first to learn all the different parts of it and to kind of figure it out at first. But once you get it, then you get it. The other brands have great things about them too, like Schneider is mostly centered and catered towards utilities and infrastructure. Mitsubishi is a popular choice throughout Asia and has great longevity. Omron works well with vision and motion control systems. Don't worry too much about what brand you start with or learn on. as a lot of the basic logic and thought process behind everything is used across the board with all the brands. A lot of brands ultimately accomplish a lot of the same or similar tasks, just in slightly different ways, and learning one for the first time is probably best to pick one where you're going to have like the most support for. For example, like if you're in Europe, Siemens would be the no-brainer there. North America, Allen Bradley is a great way to go, and there's great things about all the brands as well. In the end, going into automation and manufacturing, knowing and understanding PLC work will be critical to your success. And my goal is to help you feel confident and satisfied with being in the automation industry, much like I am. Thanks for sticking around. Hope this was insightful and helps you continue to move forward on your automation journey. And feel free to check out some more stuff.